Okay, guys, I just wanted to put together a video for you to help you with your assignment for today. Just a couple little hints and tips that can help you kind of navigate through some of the questions that I asked you. On the Google form, you're going to see there's a section where I ask you to match the graph of an equation with the actual equation. So, for example, you're going to see, you got a graph right here, okay, and then it's going to give you a list of equations like you see right here. And basically your job is to match, figure out what goes with what. The first thing you're going to want to do is look at your graph and find some ordered pairs. So you're going to want to look at your graph here and find some nice, neat corners. What I mean by that is you look right there, crossing a nice, neat corner. Follow it. Looks like I got another one right there. Keep on going. Looks like I got another one right there. And looks like I got a fourth right there. So I got four nice, neat points there. Label the points, like write them down on a sheet of scrap paper. All right, you're going to see why a little later. This is the point negative 5, comma, negative 2. This would be the point negative 2, comma, 0. This would be the point 1, comma, 2. And then this point up here, it looks like 4, comma, 4. Okay, so label the ordered pairs. Like I said, you're going to see why in a little bit. Once you have your ordered pairs down, find the slope. Okay, find the slope of the graph. So if I pick this point right here, and I pick this point right here, it looks like it's going up 2, and it's going right 3. So my rise over my run is up 2, right 3. Okay, now why is that important? Well, if I look at point slope form, which is listed right here, the slope is always the number that's kind of jammed in front of the parentheses next to the x. So if you look at your choices, now that I know the rise over the run is 2 over 3, there's got to be a 2 over 3 in that spot. Looks like this is a possible answer right here. Looks like this is a possible answer right here. This answer is obviously eliminated because it has a negative 1 over 4. So I've narrowed my choices down. Now, here's where the ordered pairs come in. Okay. The point that is going to be on the graph is going to be in the equation. Now, I got 4 points to pick. You don't have to go point by point to figure this out. Look at the equations, right? So if I look at this first equation here, this equation would have an x coordinate of positive 1. Remember, you take the opposite, and a y coordinate of positive 2. So for this particular equation, 1 comma 2 is the point. So if this is the answer, 1 comma 2 is going to be one of the points on the graph, which it is right there. So now that I know, this is the answer to the question. This equation right here is my answer. If I go down to that last equation there, all right, it has a negative 1 in the x position, which would be an x coordinate of positive 1. Okay, it has a positive 3 in the y position. That would be a negative 3. So this equation would have the point 1 comma negative 3 in it, which is right there, which is clearly not on the line. Okay, so that is why that is not the answer. Okay, so your answer, just to make this a little neater, get this some of the stuff out of your answer is this equation up here. Okay, that's your equation. Okay, the other two are eliminated. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now, as far as graphing, in the original video that I sent out to you guys, I went over some straightforward point slope equations. These equations right here are, I like to call them hybrids. Like they might be point slope, but they might not be point slope. So I just wanted to give you some tricks to kind of help you out. They are in point slope form. That first one looks a little funny because over here, you're used to seeing y plus something or y minus something, right? If I looked at my equations over here that we were just working with, all right, I had a y minus 2 right here. I had a y minus 2. I got a y plus 5. I got a y plus 3. So in point slope form, there should be a y plus or minus something there. Just because there's not, don't panic. You can make it into something. So what number could you add to it without changing it? 0. So instead of y, now it's y plus 0. Now I can still find my point. All right. I can use the opposite of 5, which would be -5. So -5 is my x-coordinate. My y-coordinate is going to be 0. So if I was graphing this, there's -5 comma 0 right there. Okay, and then your slope from that point is 1/4. Rise 1, run 4. Okay, and I could graph a few more if I want. So your line for that first equation is going to look something like that. Now for your second equation, something similar happens. In your second equation, okay, we're used to seeing parentheses over here, right? We had parentheses with an x here, here, okay, there. We're used to seeing parentheses there. Just because there is no parentheses, don't panic. You can put parentheses and you can add in maybe x minus 0. It doesn't matter if you put -0 or +0, they're the same thing. Either way, it's not going to change anything. So you can still come up with your point. Your point here would be 0, comma, the opposite of 4, or the opposite of -4 is +4. So your point there is 0, comma 4. And then your slope is -3/4. Down 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, do that maybe 1 or 2 more times. Okay, only fit one more there. So your graph for that equation is going to look something like that. Okay, so those are just a couple of hints, tips that hopefully will benefit you on the assignment today. If you have any questions, as always, don't be afraid to reach out, and good luck.